Okay, y'all, so let's get into Jasmine Brown and these posts she made that got the internet side-eyeing her. So if you don't know, Jasmine Brown and Cam Newton are together. She had his 9th baby and she's pregnant right now with their 2nd child. And she posted about how nervous she would be if she had a son. She said she'll be scared she would raise him to be some perfect man that she never experienced herself. So she posted, "If God gave me a son, I'd be so nervous because I feel like I'll subconsciously raise him to be a man I can only dream of but never experienced, and that's traumatic." Then she said, "Everyone keeps wishing a son on me. They keep saying there's no love like the love from a son, and that gives me so much anxiety because what is that? All in all, I'm just praying for a healthy full-term pregnancy, labor and delivery for me and my baby. Boy or girl, I don't care. I'm just praying for healthy." So she's basically admitting that she's afraid if she has a son, she'll unconsciously try to turn him into the perfect version of a man, like the kind of man she wishes she had in her own life but never experienced. And let's be real, we all know Cam Newton's track record with women is not good. She's more than likely not getting the emotional support from him, the loyalty, the respect, and the commitment that she really wants from him. So she's saying she's scared that if she has a son, she might try to mold him into being everything Cam Newton isn't to her. And this is actually pretty deep for her because y'all know she's basically admitting that she's unsatisfied with her relationship and she's already thinking about using her potential son to fill that void. And that's very, very sad. Now, this is also very interesting to me that she's confessing this because for years she let Cam Newton publicly disrespect her and basically tell the world with his actions that he really doesn't want her for real, and she would defend his actions. But it seems like she's finally admitting that Cam Newton is taking a huge toll on her emotional state. But y'all know fans started to drag her. They didn't let up on her. One person said, "So basically you want to raise him to be a man that's nothing like his father that you chose? Raise him to be a man, not your man. Don't let your misfortune in his life be his burden to carry." To be pregnant with a man's 9th child, your 2nd child with him, while simultaneously saying you would want to raise a son to be a man that you never experienced is wild as F. I hate to say it, but a lot of mothers treat their sons like their significant others. But you know what? Those comments were crazy, and a lot of people don't have sympathy for Jasmine because Jasmine will go on and on about how women are stupid, how you never let a man play with you, and she literally ended up becoming the exact women that she would talk so badly about.
Pick-me's are women who try to do everything right just so a man can choose me. Yeah, cut that shit out. Cause I'm gonna keep it real with you. Men already know what they want in a woman and who they want. But if you're so nurturing and you're an asset and it's not you, they'll never tell you to stop doing what you're doing because it's beneficial. And I don't want to hear none of that shit like, "Oh, I'm just a nice person. I'm genuinely like that." Well, bitch, you gonna genuinely get played. No, it's just that I'm just naturally like that. Like the shit I do for him is natural. And your natural ass is gonna get played. If you are making a man's life easier, i.e. cooking, cleaning, providing pussy whenever he wants, and he's giving you the minimum, he's never going to do more. And he's never gonna tell you to stop because it's beneficial to him. No history in niggadom ever has a man been like, "Oh, stop doing all this stuff. Stop making my life easier. I don't look at you like that." Hell no, they gonna kick their motherfucking feet up and enjoy these perks without doing no work.
What does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything. What does that mean? You know, like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. Boy, it is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cook. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest.
Get straight into the shit because I'm gonna tell you like this. Ladies, stop letting that man spin the block on you. Stop letting him do it. Why? Why didn't you take it back every time? Well, he said this time was gonna be different. He said that he ready for commitment. He said anything he need to say to keep getting it. How are you supposed to find your husband and your soulmate if you keep letting little Dusty, little Raggedy spin the block on you? Spin the block, tear your walls down, go ghost, come back again, spin the block again. He just can't get enough of your dumb ass. That's what he can't get enough of, you just being dumb enough to take it back. I'm not trying to call you stupid because we've all been there. Lord knows, I done been there too. But what, it just...
He not right for you, sis. Come on, man.
man, what we doing, dog? Yeah, but we just have a connection. And you keep letting him in again and again and again. Come on, man. How are we in the month of October, going into November, then December, then January, and he gonna spend a block again on you after he get what he want, goes, and then come back again, and you keep letting him back again?
What's that old saying? Don't say what you won't do because you'll be the first one to do it. That is Jazzy's life right now. She is exactly who she used to talk about. And let me tell you, I do feel like that post is her kind of crying out in her own way. But at the end of the day, regardless of what she says, she's not going nowhere. I think if she does leave, it's going to take a really long time, and it's going to take a lot for her to walk away. I think Cam Newton would have to be the one to leave her, because I think she feels like she's already invested too much. She has 2 of his children, well, 1 on the way, which will make 2, and she's invested a lot emotionally, and I think way more than he has, because he's let it be known that he's not even faithful to her, okay? But I want to know, what do you guys think about this situation? What do you think about Jazzy's post? Do you think she's going to try to find the love that she's not getting from her man and her son? Y'all let me know what you think about all of this below. But that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
Now, Jazz, you did not need to say any of this. You could have kept this to yourself. Because first of all, you're still going to stay with Cam Newton. And second of all, people been warned you about him before you even got pregnant. You didn't want to hear what we had to say. You got pregnant by him anyway. And then people was telling you about him some more, and he said he was still looking for his future wife and all this other stuff, and then you decided to get pregnant by him again, and he kept embarrassing you, and he has a lot of kids already. So you've been warned multiple times, warning you about getting away from this nigga and warning you to not get pregnant by him. But you decide to do that anyway, so I don't feel sorry for you, because you continue to get pregnant by this man, you continue to be with him, so I don't feel sorry for you. And you used to make jokes about a situation like this, and now you're in this situation, so I don't feel sorry for you whatsoever. Because like I said, you was warned multiple times by a lot of people. You know, you need to get away from this nigga. He got a lot of kids, da-da-da-da. And you decided to get pregnant by him over and over and over again. So this is on you. We don't want to hear it. You could have kept this to yourself.
So I was on IG when I came across a post from the Shade Room. And it was talking about Jasmine Brown, comedian Jasmine Brown, that's Cam Newton's baby mama. Well, of course, we know that she's pregnant again by him. And she was kind of transparent post. The thought of possibly having a boy, which I'm assuming she doesn't know the sex of the baby, gives me anxiety. And, you know, people was like going in on her, like, you knew the type of man you was dealing with, same old shit. But I say that to say, I understood what she was talking about, because when I was pregnant with Sugar Mama, when I found out that she was a girl, my anxiety level just went through the roof. And it went through the roof because my biggest fear was being the same person that birthed me. And I refuse to be that person to her. So I understand where she's coming from. Like, I understand what she meant. But in the same token, like, girl, why did you have another baby? Like, what the fuck? That's stupid.
I really do not like how the internet tries to make it seem like watch Jazzy, Jasmine Brown, Cam Newton's mother of his children. Y'all be acting like she's the biggest dummy on the internet, and I don't like it. Because when Jada Waiter said she would rather cry in a rape than an Altima, it was tea. When Lil Durk proposed to India, it was couple goals. When Ari in Moneybag Yo, he cheat on her all the time, it's cool. G Herbo and Hyena, it's cool. I feel like you should just say y'all don't like Cam Newton. Like he's not your type. Like he's not the type that you would let cheat on you. That's what you should say. Because when all the other girls is getting cheated on by they rapper / athlete / they're not the biggest dummy in the world, and every time they post, y'all not at their neck. So why are y'all doing my girl like that? I'm just asking a question. Somebody let me know.